Pull up a chair, listen to our broadcast, and hopefully we can lead you to a great Muskie night here. Snyder will jump against Milam to start this one. PV and the Road Blues. Gray numbers and trim. The Muskies, the home whites, purple and Vegas gold trim. Purple numbers, the tap controlled by the Spartans. And Kitzman walks it over half court. And we're underway. The Muskies open in a 2-3 zone to start the game. Sarnecki swings it to Milam. Milam flips it back out to Damon. Damon out high for Sarnecki. Now they swing it over to Sarnecki. Now it's Damon. Damon gets it to Milam baseline. Good defense by the Muskies. Kitzman now to Sarnecki. Gets it to Damon. Damon to Milam. Milam flips it over to Kitzman. Good ball movement by the Spartans. We played 30 seconds. Carius in the corner now gets it to Milam at the block. Turnaround jumper 18 feet. No good. Rebound Damon. Shot up on the way. No good. Rebound Schellebarger. And here come the Muskies.
Well, that's what PV does. They take their time.
Down the floor to Morgan, to Greenhaw, to Musell on the right wing. Musell holds it. He looks inside, flips it back to Greenhaw. He works on a Snyder screen. Greenhaw kicks it back to Jake Musell. Now to Schellebarger, to Morgan on the right wing. Schellebarger out high and works on a Snyder screen. We've played a minute, no score. Schellebarger, pull-up jumper from 18. Good! Matty Ice and the Muskies go on top 2-zip.
Hey, you know what? Somebody's got to take control while Joe is out and leave it to Matty Ice, the big senior.
Milam has it baseline. He kicks it over to Kitzman out high. 2-zip Muskies. 6.5 to play. Carius for 3 out of the corner. No good. Ball on the floor. Damon runs it down. Kicks it over now for Sarnecki. Sarnecki out high for Kitzman to Milam. Milam cross-court pass Sarnecki. 3 ball on the wing. No good. Tapped around out of bounds. Muskie ball.
A good block out that time by Jake Musell.
Wieskamp comes in for Musell, so Joe gets a minute and a half off, and we'll see what he's got in the tank as Schellebarger brings the ball up for the Muskies. Muskies 2, and the Spartans nothing. Morgan on the left wing. Down to Greenhaw. Drew flips it over to Schellebarger. Schellebarger to Morgan. 3 ball on the way. Back iron, no good. Ball tapped around. Come out of there with Greenhaw. Back to Morgan. Offensive rebound by the Muskies. Schellebarger looks inside for Snyder. Swings it to Greenhaw. Now to Joe. Joe puts it on the deck. Drives the lane. Shot up. No. And a rebound Carius. Good defense by the Spartans. And here comes PV.
Well, Joe that time got the ball. He had 2 guys on him. That's going to happen every time he goes to the bucket, Brian.
Kitzman for Damon. Damon turns down a shot. Gets it into Milam. Milam buries it on Snyder, and there's a foul on Duncan on the floor. Good move by Carter Milam. Good basketball player, Jim.
Oh, he's a great basketball player. Tough assignment for Duncan. You know, Milam's got everything going for him. The moves, the height, and the weight.
First foul on Snyder and the first on the Muskies. There's a pass into Damon. Now they get it over to Sarnecki. PV will be very patient. They want to get the shot they want every time down the floor. They don't care how long it takes. There's a ball stolen by Greenhaw. Here come the Muskies. Wieskamp on the left wing. He looks at a 3, back to Greenhaw. Drew for 3, no good. And the rebound tapped around by Snyder. And out of bounds, it'll be PV ball.
Well, you know, one thing we need to do, Brian, is we have to get those second rebounds. You know, we take a shot. If we miss, we got to get our own rebound. And that time we just couldn't do it. Good block out by Duncan. Just couldn't handle it.
Kitzman walks the ball over the floor. The Muskies still sitting in their 2-3 zone with Greenhaw and Schellebarger out top. Montgomery is checked in. Now Trayvon. They kick it over to Sarnecki. He comes in for Damon. Carius over to Kitzman. Back to Montgomery. He flips it back to A.J. Kitzman. Now it's over to Sarnecki. Kitzman drives the lane. Kicks it inside to Milam. Shot it away. Blocked by Wieskamp. Out of bounds.
That's a big-time block by Joe Wieskamp. And, hey, let's not forget, Brian, when we played up there, did we not go into halftime tied with this team?
Joe Wieskamp serving burgers at his block party tonight. 4:40 to go. Carius will inbounds, and Milam gets it. Now back to Carius. He puts it on the deck, picks his dribble up. Brandon Kovac checks in. He's missed 3 games, so it's good to see Brandon back in for Greenhaw.
And Greenhaw went out with a bloody lip.
And this is one of those games you're going to get some bloody lips. PV, big physical team. Not dirty, just big and physical. Montgomery out high. Outstanding program is Pleasant Valley. Sarnecki gets it into Milam. Underneath, he travels and gets away with it. Throws up a shot. No good. Gets it again, and now they got a foul on the floor, and they're going to call it on Snyder.
And
that's 2 on Duncan, and that's one the Muskies didn't need. Duncan with 2 fouls at the 4:08 mark of the first quarter.
Community Bank and Trust, we put people first. Remember, FDIC, lifetime dentistry, a lifetime of healthy teeth, healthy smiles, great sponsors.
There's a pass into Milam on the inbounds. Turnaround shot, no good, and a foul on Jake Musell. As Snyder with 2 fouls, that'll be Musell's first and the third on the Muskies.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to stay out of foul trouble when Milam gets the ball. He's so big and weight-wise and everything, Brian. I mean, Jake just put his hands up.
He's got to stay vertical. They can't let him catch the ball there. That's the key. When you guard a guy that size, you can't let him catch it close to the basket. You got to play defense before he gets it, Jim, and push him away from the block. Milam with his second free throw. First one, no good. And it's good. So it's 2-1 Muskies, and we played 4 minutes. So low scoring out of the gate. The Muskies up 1. Kovac swings it for Wieskamp. 3 ball by Joe. Good!
Joe on fire early.
And the Muskies go up 5-1 with 3:50 to play in the first. Montgomery for Milam. Milam cross court for Kitzman. Out high to Carius. They get it to Montgomery in the paint. He kicks it over to Kitzman. 3 ball out of the corner. No good. Tapped around. Ball on the floor. Picked up by Carius. Shot up. Rattles it in. And it's 5-3 PV. Carius with his first basket. Kovac in the front court for the Muskies. Swings it for Schellebarger. Schellebarger drives the lane, kicks it to Musell. Baseline shot from 12, no good. Ball slapped around. On the floor, picked up by Kovac, and a foul on Carius.
Yeah.
And that'll be Carius's first.
You know, one thing about Carius, he's not a dirty player at all. He just had a smaller guy on him, or that he was guarding, and just kind of grabbed him there.
There's a pass into Wieskamp. Joe picks his dribble up top of the key, now to Kovac. 3:13 to play in the first. Musell on the right wing. He picks his dribble up, gets it to Kovac. Muskies by 2. Webking is checked into the game now. Derek Webking drives in, kicks it to Musell in the lane.
Nice
Left-handed
move.
shot, lays it up and in.
Nice move by our big football center, Jake Musell.
And it's 7-3. A great feed from Webking to Musell, and the Muskies go up 4 again. Montgomery gets it into Carius. Carius looks into Milam. Shot on the way. No good. Rebound Wieskamp. And here come the Muskies. Kovac down the floor. Drives the lane. Lays it up and in. Brandon Kovac. And it's 9-3 Muskies. They go up 6. Timeout Pleasant Valley. The house is a rockin'. A 30-second timeout.
PV doesn't want to get into a run game. They never have with any team. Muscatine says, we're going to get it, we're going to come out of the gates, and we're going to run you.
This is the pace the Muskies want to play at, and they, eventually the Muskies are going to slap some pressure on their guards, because if there is one Achilles heel, it's PV's backcourt. PV 1 out of 7 early. The Muskies 4 out of 7, and that tells you why the score is 9-3 Muscatine with 2:20 to play in the first. Out high now, Fields checks in the game for PV. Now they get it to Milam. Ball slapped away and stolen by Webking. Down the floor come the Muskies. Derek Webking out high to Schellebarger for Wieskamp. Joe kicks it to Kovac. Kovac drives the lane to Schellebarger. 3 ball. Rattles around and in. Matty Ice. And it's 12-3 Muskies with 1:50 to play in the first. And the Muskie faithful going crazy. Milam to Carius. Carius in the paint. Muskies sitting in their zone. Sarnecki now to Fields. Fields looking into Milam. Now the Muskies cover that up. Sarnecki out high. Back to Fields. He looks inside. Cross court for Montgomery. Now they get it to Milam. Milam guarded by Musell and Wieskamp. Back to Fields. Gets it to Carius baseline. Will Carius covered up by Wieskamp. Muskie's defense is playing well early. Carius for 3 out of the corner. No good. Rebound, Wieskamp. Joe brings it up over half court to Webking. Webking for 3. Back iron, no good. And the rebound, Carius. 12-3 Muskies. A good look for Webking. Didn't get it to go, but I love the pace. Sarnecki out high for Montgomery to Milam. Milam travels and gets away with it. And now they get it to Fields. That's the second time they've not called that. They get this one into Carius. Carius goes baseline in the lane. Should have been 3 seconds. Nothing. Wieskamp gets it. Down the floor comes Joe. Nice feed to Schellenbarger. Lays it up and in. And a foul on Fields. And it's 14-3 Muskies. The roof is getting blown off the field house.
I tell you what, if you're going to beat this PV team, Brian, you're going to run on them, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're getting the ball and we're running on them. These guys from PV right now think that they should be getting called some fouls.
Joe Wieskamp dropping a dime there, Jimmy. What a great pass, and Schellenbarger with a great finish. A free throw on the way is good. And it's 15-3. Greenhaw checks in for Schellenbarger.
You know, you just feel the confidence right now that this Muscatine basketball team has.
Down the floor, Fields gets it for Carius. 15-3 Muskies. Carius to Montgomery. Out front now for Sarnecki. Sarnecki over to Fields. Kicks it for Milam. Milam now over to Montgomery to Carius in the baseline. Carius out high. Swings it now to Sarnecki. Swings it to Fields. They get it to Milam on the block. He shoots it up. No good. Tapped up by Carius. No good. Ball on the floor and picked out of there by Kovac. Wieskamp kept it alive. Kovac goes hard, loses it, picks it up, throws it up. Oh! You got to watch that on a replay. The little Cobra striking you now. And it's 17-3 Muskies. Tie. That's the end of one. Back at Muscatine High School, Brian Musell, The Rock, Jimmy Miller, and the stat doctor Mark Hansen. The Muskies, what a quarter. 17-3 over PV, the number 1 team in the state. Greenhaw gets it to Wieskamp in the lane. Shot it away. No good. Tapped up by Joe. No good. Tapped around again, and it's cleared by Fields. And here come the Spartans. Muskies had a good look that time.
Well, 3 guys on Joe Wieskamp that time, and that's tough for anybody.
There's Montgomery, wide open 3 for PV, short, no good, run down by Wieskamp, and here come the Muskies. Joe in the front court, cross court for Snyder, and over his head out of bounds. Turnover Muskies. And really, Jim, that's about the first turnover I can remember.
Yeah, it really is. I really like the pace that we're going right now. PV doesn't know how to play this quick game of basketball because they come down, they maul you into a slow game. We're not letting that happen, Brian.
PV rarely has to play this pace, and rarely, well, they've never been behind by 14 this year. I guarantee you that. Fields on the left wing. Looks inside, gets it to Montgomery out high. Now to Kitzman. AJ looks at it. Now he kicks it back over to Montgomery. Now to Deontay Fields. Sarnecki on the pine right now, taking a breather. Kitzman in the lane. Shot blocked by Wieskamp. Rebound Milam. Turnaround off the glass. No good. Rebound Wieskamp. The leading rebounder to Max snares another one. And here comes Joe. Down the floor, crossover dribble. Joe picks it up now to Morgan. Benny Morgan for Greenhaw. Greenhaw out high, guarded by Fields. Going to work on a Snyder screen roll out high. Nice feed to Duncan. Lays it up and in. Duncan Snyder.
That was a great play. Duncan cutting down the middle. Greenhaw saw him. Great shot.
Snyder with his first basket, and the Muskies go up 16 at 19-3. Fields for 3 out of their left right wing. Good. Deontay Fields with the silencer, and it's 19-6 now as PV matches their first quarter point total with a 3 there. Greenhaw in the front court. 6 minutes to play in the first half. Morgan for 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound Milam, but Greenhaw came in to get it, but it was a foul on Drew. That'll be his first and the fourth on the Muskies.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that call, Brian. He was in front of him. They both went up for the basketball. I don't know. I think you kind of let that go.
Garrett Mueller is checked into the Muskie lineup, so it's Garrett Mueller, the sophomore. Brother Brandon with a bad knee can't play tonight. And Drew Greenhaw joined by Joe Wieskamp, Ben Morgan, and Snyder for the Muskies. It's Kitzman and Carius. Carius for 3 out of the right wing. Rattles, no good. Rebound Milam. Turnaround shot up. No good. Rebound Wieskamp. Almost a foul, and Joe rips it out of there. Ahead to Garrett Mueller. Garrett drives the lane, kicks for Joe. 3-ball Joe. Good! It's Joe time, baby! And it's 22-6 Muskies.
And Joe is feeling good. He came down yelling at the bench.
Joe Wieskamp with his second three. Forget the fever, forget the flu. It's Joe time at the
I think
Fieldhouse.
he's got a fever, Brian.
Carius out high. Kicks it for Fields. Fields in the corner. Good defense by Snyder in the post. Duncan's got to be careful with 2 fouls here. Kitzman swings it over to Montgomery. Back to Kitzman. AJ swings it over to Montgomery. He drives baseline. He's cut off. Now Milam lays it up and in. Nice play from Montgomery.
You betcha.
To Milam, and it's 22-8. Muskies by 14 with 4:50 to play in the first half. Greenhall walks it over half court to Wieskamp. Joe's feeling that three now. Pull up from 16. Good! Joe Wieskamp going off early, and it's 24-8. Muskies by 16. That matches their biggest lead again.
Joe had a tough game up there, being surrounded by 2-3 players at a time. He's here to prove something.
Montgomery swings it for Kitzman. He drives baseline. Shot it away, rejected by Wieskamp. But Carius gets the rebound and lays it in. And it's 24-10. And Carius now back-to-back hoops, and he has 4. Morgan to Garrett Mueller. Garrett back to Ben Morgan. Morgan works on a Snyder screen. Feeds Duncan, lays it up, and in! Great give and go from Morgan and Snyder, and Duncan with his second basket. He has 4.
This slow offense of PV is not going to help him this far behind.
26-10, the Muskies by 16. Fields for another 3, no good. Rebound Wieskamp, an air ball. Down the floor, Joe gets it for Greenhaw. Greenhaw feeds Snyder, rejected by Milam and cleared by Carius. And here comes Peavy. Greenhaw getting close to getting a foul. Doesn't, and Wieskamp comes up with it. Greenhaw forced a turnover. Ahead to Morgan. He'll pull up from 3. Good! Benny Morgan.
Hey, the bomb squad is out tonight.
Timeout, Pleasant Valley. The Muskies lead by 19. Cheese me, baby. 3:17 to play in the first half. I'm losing my voice. I'm going to keep it going here, but 29-10, the Muskies by 19 over the 17-0 number 1 ranked
30-second timeout, Brian. They should have been out on the court by now, and I agree with Brandon here. He's saying, hey, why didn't they break their huddle? That was more than 30 seconds.
Coach Hillman, I think, was getting on the refs a little. He thought Carius was fouled earlier, and it was close. There's no question about it. PV has burnt 3 timeouts already in the first. Carius works off a screen out high, pulls up from 12. Back iron, no good. Rebound, Kovac. Brandon Kovac with a strong rebound to Schellebarger. Shelley kicks it for Webking. Now it's inside Snyder. Hook shot, no good. Good look by Duncan. And here come the Spartans. Under 3 to play in the first. The Muskies lead by 19. Carius pulls up from 12. No good. Rebound, Greenhaw on the floor to Schellebarger. And here come the Muskies. Webking on the right wing. Back to Schellebarger. To Greenhaw. Muskies with
slow
good
it down
pace.
a little bit now.
Webking travels on the cut there.
Brian, just personally, we're up this much. Come down and set up a little bit for a good shot. We don't have to come down and just take a shot.
You can see PV's really hurrying their shots on their end of the court now. They're not used to being down like this, and they can't be as patient as they normally are. This is frustrating. A Montgomery for Fields. Now they get it to Sarnecki. He drives baseline. Stolen away by Schellebarger and now Webking. Muskies may want to get Snyder off the court with 2 fouls here, Jim.
Yeah, I think you're right. A lot of battling going on.
They don't want Duncan getting a third before they have with a 19-point lead. Then now Joe's getting up. He'll probably give Duncan a blow. Out high is Schellebarger. Works on a Snyder screen. He kicks it to Kovac. Kovac now. Out high, Muskie's being patient here now. Kovac drives the lane. Back to Greenhaw. Wide open 3. No. Drew just hits glass, and it's no good in the rebound. PV. Fields now to Carius. Carius back to Fields. They get it to Sarnecki in the post. There's a shot. Rattles, no good. Rebound. Damon lays it up and in. And it's 29-12. Muskies by 17.
Yeah, we need to take our time. Minute 34 left. Jake's going to come in. I think you're going to see Jake come in for Duncan.
Got to get Duncan off before he gets that third. Morgan, Musell, and Wieskamp set to check in. There's a pass into Duncan, and Duncan's fouled on the floor. 1:19 to play, and the Muskies lead 29-12.
I think we got Ben Morgan coming in too.
So Morgan, Musell, and Wieskamp come in. Snyder, Greenhaw, and Webking go out. And folks, everybody that's stepped on the court for the Muskies tonight has contributed in a big way. It's been a great team effort. Kovac inbounds Schellebarger to Morgan. Gets it to Wieskamp. Now to Kovac. Kovac back over to Schellebarger to Morgan. 3-ball on the right wing. Rattles around, no good. Rebound on the floor.
Kovac was held as he came across.
Great hustle. Down the floor, Carius pulls up from 3. Long shot good, and Will Carius, the big-time player that he is, buries a 3, and it's 29-15. Muskies lead by 14. Schellebarger walks it over half court. Muskies may play for 1 here. Just depends on the look. Morgan now drives baseline. He's double teamed in the corner. And now there's a timeout, Muscatine.
We just need to stick with our game plan, get into halftime with this big lead, Brian.
41 seconds to play in the half. The Muskies will inbounds under their own basket. Schellebarger will bring it in. He looks in, looks for Joe. Now he throws it up for him. Ball tapped around and out of bounds. It's going to be Muskie ball. As Montgomery challenged Joe on that, and he almost got the tip off Joe.
That was a tough throw. I don't know if I would have gone that deep. We got Morgan wide open.
Kovac will inbounds it for the Muskies. And he gets it into Schellebarger, and the Muskies, I'm sure, will hold it for 1 here. Matty Ice walks it over, guarded by Kitzman, to Kovac on the right wing. Kovac splits a double team down the lane for Morgan. Morgan plays it up, no good, and the rebound Carius. As the Muskies, another great look, and the Spartans now will get the last shot of the half. Under 20, and they're playing for 1. Muskies lead by 14, and it's been all Muscatine so far. A great effort by this Muskie squad. Kitzman for Carius, clocks at 8 and ticking. Back to Kitzman, clocks at 5. Now to Carius. He puts it on the deck. Back to Kitzman. Kitzman drives in the lane. Lays it up. No, he got it off after the buzzer. We've played a half. It's the Muskies 29 and the Pleasant Valley Spartans 15. Back at Muscatine High School. Second half action going to be underway, and we talked in pregame about the Muskies with some illnesses and injuries, but boy, you couldn't tell tonight. Joe Wieskamp buried his only 2 threes. Wieskamp, Snyder, Morgan, Schellebarger, and Greenhaw to start second half for the Muskies. Sarnecki, Milam, Carius, Kitzman, and Damon for the Spartans. Muskies still in their zone. Kitzman out high, swings it for Carius, just underway. Third quarter. Carius wide open 3 right wing. Back iron, no good. Rebound Sarnecki as he clears it. Now he gets it over to Kitzman on the left wing. Now to Milam baseline. Muskie's got to be one and done on that end of the court, Jim. They don't want to give him second shot.
Absolutely. We got to score first to open up this second half. Hold them here on defense.
Kitzman
go down and score.
Bounces it into Milam. Works on Snyder. Shot no good. Rebound Wieskamp. And here come the Muskies. Schellebarger pushes pace. Gets it for Greenhaw. Back to Morgan to Wieskamp. Joe drives the lane. Kicks it for Schellebarger. 3-ball on the way. Good. Matty Ice.
That's what I was talking about, Brian. You got to come down and score, and that's a big score, a 3-pointer.
And the Muskies go up 32-15 with 7 minutes to play in the third. Kitzman out high to Damon. Damon drives baseline, kicks it for Sarnecki. He'll pull up from 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound Greenhaw, and here come the Muskies. One and done. Morgan for 3. No good. Rebound tapped out. Damon comes up with it for the Spartans. Boy, that would have brought the house down.
That would have brought it down.
That would have given them a 20-point lead. Out high for Damon to Kitzman. Kitzman on the left wing. Feeds it for Milam. Now to Carius. 3-ball out of the corner. Good. Will Carius knocks down another one. And Carius now has 10. Wieskamp in the front court for the Muskies. Cross court for Morgan. Morgan to Schellebarger. And the Muskies setting up their offense now. Wieskamp for 3 out of the right wing. No good. Rebound Carius. 32-18. The Spartans Down the floor, trail the Muskies by 14. Damon on the left wing for Kitzman. Kitzman to Carius. He'll take another three. No good. A rebound, Greenhaw. PV playing at a pace they don't like to play. Carius a heck of a player, but he's trying to take the game over. Greenhaw with a spin move. Shot no good. Rebound as Snyder got buried out of bounds. No call. Damon, ball stolen by Wieskamp. Dunkaroo for two. Joe Wieskamp with the flush. And the Muskies go up 16.
That'll bring the house down.
34-18. A little backcourt trap. And Damon turns it over. There's a pump fake by Sarnecki, lays it up and in, and it's 34-20. The Muskies by 14.
Hey, you know what? If we can exchange baskets all night long now.
PV in a 1-2-2 pressure. There's Schellebarger, gets it for Greenhaw to Wieskamp. 3-ball, JoJo. Back iron, no good. Rebound, Morgan. Up, no good, and a rebound cleared by Sarnecki. The Muskies with two great looks, and they come up empty. Down the floor, Damon. He throws it into Milam. Milam turnaround on Snyder, shot no, and a foul on Duncan, and that's his third. And Milam will go to the line to shoot two with 4:56 to play in the third.
You know, I think we got lucky there as far as luck goes. You know, that ball didn't go in the hoop.
34-20, Muskies by 14. A big foul there on Snyder as Milam makes the first. That's Duncan's third, and they need him fresh in the fourth. Musel checks in for him. And PV's going to make it a profound effort to go inside, I'm sure.
Yeah, obviously they've shown that start of the second half.
Milam shot no good to rebound to Carius. Shot on the way, no good. Tapped around, cleared by Greenhaw, now by Wieskamp. Muskies by 13 with a 4:48 to play. Down the floor, Morgan, and he's fouled on the drive, and it's probably on Milam here, Jim.
I think that's who it's going to be on. You know, Ben there had a good move. He looked like he's going to take the three and then drove to the hoop, and he had Matty Ice open on this other wing.
Carter Milam, his first, and the first on the Spartans. Schellebarger will inbounds. Gets it inside. Greenhaw throws up a shot. No good. Drew just kind of threw that one up.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Can't have that. That's the second one. Kitzman now in the front court. Muskies by 13. They bounce it into Milam. He shot on Joe. Good. And it's 34-23, the Muskies by 11.
And that's what they're doing, Brian. They're definitely throwing it inside.
Doing some high-low, and they're freeing up. They're getting Milam one-on-one. Now they get it to Wieskamp. Shot up, rejected by either Milam or Carius. A ton of contact as Joe goes down and no call. Now it's Carius. He travels and gets away with it. That's the third time PV's gotten away with steps, and now he puts it on the deck. Shot up, and he scores as Musel gets run over in the post. No call. So the refs have swallowed their whistles here in the third quarter.
Well, I'm not sure.
And now we've got a timeout, Brandon Welsh. So that's how you help get him back in the game. Back at Muscatine Fieldhouse. Great game on tap. 3:55 to play in the third. The Muskies lead number one Pleasant Valley 34-25. PV has gone on a 10-5 run here to start the third. Duncan Snyder goes to the bench with 3 fouls for the Muskies. So it's Wieskamp, Musel, Morgan, Schellebarger, and Kovac. Montgomery checks in for Damon, so it's Kitzman, Montgomery, Carius, Sarnecki, and Milam for PV. Muskies by 9. Schellebarger out high.
The PV's picked up their pace on defense too, Brian.
Now it's Schellebarger. He drives in, gets it to Musel, lays it up and in. Nice give and go from Schellebarger to Jake Musel.
I'm not sure Jake didn't get hit, fouled on that.
Carius for Milam. Now they flip it over to Montgomery. Kitzman drives the lane, tries to feed it. It's almost stolen. It is by Morgan with a great save. To Wieskamp, ahead for Kovac. Back to Joe. Oh, and he's tackled on the floor. That's garbage. He got tackled on the floor.
That's garbage. He should be out of there, man.
That should be an intentional foul.
That's how a guy gets hurt.
Guy. Watch that on Channel 9.
Yep.
That should be an intentional foul. Unbelievable that this official just called a regular foul.
Yeah, that's horrible, Brian. You got every right. You know, this isn't football, and when you take down the star player for a team, you tackle him underneath the basket into the wall. That's how a kid gets
I don't think Fran McCaffrey would appreciate that. 36-25 with 3, and it's not even a shooting foul.
No, I can't believe this.
Joe was going to the basket and literally got tackled from behind. There's a inbounds to Morgan. Muskie's got to continue to play through all of this. Wieskamp out high. PV's picked up their intensity, literally.
Yeah, well.
There's a screen and roll now. Wieskamp pulls up. Shot no good, and a rebound Milam. 2:59 and ticking. The Muskies by 11. Fields in the front court. He swings it over for Carius. Muskie's still in their zone. Now they feed it to Zarnecki. He's looking into Milam. Musell on him. Now they clear it over to Fields. He gets it in. Ball slapped out of bounds by Jake Musell. Good defense by the Muskies.
You know, this slow pace that they play is not going to help them in a game like this.
2:42, but PV's really picked it up on both ends. They're a very talented basketball team. There's a pass into Milam in the lane.
Oh, a little elbow there.
Shot up, no good. Rebound to Wieskamp. Joe drives down the lane. Gets it to Musell, lays it up, blocked, no good. And a rebound cleared by Carius. A good look at a backcourt foul on Kovac. And Carius has something to say to Kovac. Boy, we got a good game here, but this is a great high school game. Well, this is fun to watch.
You know, Brian, they got to start calling it at both ends. You saw what happened underneath down low, and I don't know if it was Milam gave the guy a little elbow there or Carius, but...
Fields to Carius. Carius leads the Spartans with 10. Terrific basketball player. Will Carius on the right wing. Drives the lane. Lays it up. Shot up. Good. And a foul on Wieskamp.
And Carius says something to Joe. They have a look.
And now Derek Webking will check in. And he'll check in to give Ben Morgan a blow here with the 2:11 mark. 36-27. So Carius goes to the line to complete the three-point play. Free throw by Carius, rattles around, no good. Rebound Wieskamp. Ahead to Schellebarger. Schellebarger down the lane. Kicks it for Wieskamp. Now to Webking. Derek Webking on the left wing. Derek back out for Schellebarger. Screen roll with Musell. And now Schellebarger back to Webking. Now to Schellebarger. Matt on the right wing. Clock at 1:40 to play in the third quarter, and the Muskies lead by 9. Webking works on a screen for Musell. Musell wants it in the post, but he's got Milam standing behind
Well,
him.
if you're gonna have one guy give you a nice screen, put Jake Musell out there.
There's Musell on the wing. Nice give and go to Kovac, and he goes to the floor, and he's hurt. Brandon Kovac is hurting, and he's been hurting, playing on guts again tonight. And I don't know if he got pushed.
He didn't get pushed.
I think he buckled.
It buckled, Brian.
Back at Muscatine High School, Brandon Kovac getting helped into the locker room by Nicole Calvert and Jason Gray. And Jason's also out for the season, a terrific young Muskie junior. So the Muskies will have it under their own basket. It's Musell, Webking, Greenhaw, Schellebarger, and Wieskamp. Milam, Zarnecki, Fields, Montgomery, and Carius for the Spartans. Greenhaw on the inbounds, gets it for Joe. He looks at a three, but he doesn't take it. Good defense by Trayvon Montgomery. Now to Greenhaw. Clock, about 1:15. Now out high for Jake Musell, guarded by Milam. Now Greenhaw, Carius on him. He should be able to take him off the dribble. There's Schellebarger. Out for Greenhaw. Greenhaw. Hesitation, kicks it for Webking to Musell. Back to Schellebarger. Three ball. Rattles no good. And a rebound by Montgomery. Good box out by Trayvon Montgomery. And here come the Spartans. Clock at 45. Muskies lead by 9 here in the third quarter. 36-27. Fields out high. PV may hold it for one. Montgomery now dribbles it. Gets it to Fields. Over to Damon. Damon looks inside to Milam. He wants the basketball. He's got about a 6-inch height advantage over Jake Musell. There's a ball on the floor. Coming out, there's Jake Musell with a steal. Ahead to Greenhaw. And the Muskies can play for one. Greenhaw to Webking. Clock's at 15. Webking dribbles baseline, and he loses it out of bounds. It'll be Muskie ball with 15.6 to play.
Bringing in the bomber.
Bringing in Benny Morgan, so you got four three-point shooters really on the floor. Schellebarger, Morgan, Wieskamp, and Musel here. 36-27. Muskies can play for one. Greenhaw to inbounds unless they get a layup on the inbounds. There's a screen. They get it to Wieskamp. Joe kicks it for Schellebarger. Schellebarger works on a Wieskamp screen. Little pick and pop action. Greenhaw kicks it to Musel. 3 ball at the buzzer. Back iron, no good. And a rebound cleared by Peavy, and that would have been a big shot. We played 3, and the Muskies lead 36-27. Well, we want to know what the Rock's cooking.
You're not going to know what the Rock's cooking tonight.
Muskies, as we start the fourth quarter, they lead 36-27 over the number 1 team in the state, Pleasant Valley. Wieskamp out high for Greenhaw. Peavy really extending the defense as they need to. This is an outstanding team. If they're going to go down tonight, they're going to go down fighting, believe me. It's a heck of a basketball team. Yeah, Schellebarger to Morgan. 3 ball by Benny. Back iron, no good. And a rebound to Montgomery, and here come the Spartans.
Boy, we've gone cold, Brian. We got to heat up that basket.
Damon to Milam. Milam to Carius, opposite block. Ball on the floor. Carius picks it up, flips it, stolen by Wieskamp. And here comes Joe. He gets fouled, no call, and Wieskamp in the front court. Kicks it for Schellebarger. Now to Greenhaw. Drew's got to get out of there. He's got Zarnecki standing behind him. He's 6'7" on 5'10". Greenhaw now for Morgan. 7 minutes. We've played a minute in the fourth quarter. Greenhaw dribbles out of a double team to Schellebarger. Matty Ice drives the lane back to Drew.
Peavy's definitely identified our 3-point shooters out there, Brian.
Greenhaw crossover on Zarnecki. Shot up rejected by Milam and out of bounds. And Carter Milam with the emphatic block.
Wow.
Great help defense there by Milam.
I kind of saw that coming. Great defense right now by Peavy.
Schellebarger will inbounds. He's looking to get it in. Now he gets it to Joe. Joe drives the lane, lays it up and in.
He split 3 guys, Brian.
38-27, Muskies by 11. The Lakers of the 80s had Showtime. The Muskies have Joe time. Carius for 3, and it's good. And a timeout, PV.
That's right. Soups, pastries, and gasoline. West Side store at the corner of Hauser and Cedar.
First half was played at the Muskie Pace Gym as they put 29 on the board. So far in the third and early in the fourth, the Muskies only with 9 points here in the second half. Pleasant Valley with only 15, though. So they've outscored the Muskies 15-9 since the Muskies led 29-15 at the half. Schellebarger in the front court. Picks his dribble up for Greenhaw to Morgan. Wide open 3. Benny on the way. Back iron, no good. And a rebound, Carius, and he's got a run out. Down the floor and a foul on Ben Morgan. And they call this one intentional. And the one on Joe Wieskamp wasn't. So the referee's having their say.
I'm not sure how they can call that intentional.
It was, well, timeout.
Called down. It was.
That was an intentional foul on Ben Morgan.
But they don't call it down here on our end.
I want it stated that Ben came from behind and he went for the ball, but he made sure he got the foul way behind Carius. So they call intentional. Same play happened in the third, and the refs just called a regular foul. That's what we're trying to say. Ben did intentionally foul him.
You know, we got to stick to our game, Brian, and that is good shots. You know, we're not making our shots at this end at all.
It's a big play, though, because they'll get 2 shots in the ball. Morgan checks out for Webb King, or will check out. Carius' second free throw is good. Carius now is 17. And it's 38-32 as Webb King checks in for Schellebarger to give him a little blow here. So it's Webb King, Greenhaw, Morgan. Kovac's out of the game with another injury, folks. And he played his tail off when he was out there for the Muskies. Carius inbounds for Milam. Carius for 3 out of the corner. Good. Will Carius is showing you why he was the defending MAC Player of the Year a year ago. He now has 20, and this thing is a 3-point game at 38-35. Morgan gets trapped, and now he gets tied up. Jump ball right in front of Brandon Welsh.
It should be Muskie ball.
And it is going to be PV basketball. Coach
they got it on in the half. We haven't had another jump ball, have we?
Yeah. Morgan checks out as now the sophomore. Garrett Mueller checks in, and talk about a pressure situation for young Garrett Mueller. He's at the top of the zone. 5:50 and ticking, so it's Mueller, Garrett Mueller, that is, Greenhaw, Webking, Wieskamp, and Snyder. Kitzman out high, swings it for Carius. He'll take another three, and he'll miss this one. And Joe Wieskamp goes high in the air for a rebound. Here come the Muskies. 5.5 to play. The Muskies by 3. Wieskamp crossover dribble, lays it up. No, and a foul. 2-shot foul, and I think it's on Milam. It's on Carius, and that'll be Will Carius' second foul, and only the third team foul on the Spartans. The Muskies with 4 team fouls. So all in all, both the refs have let both teams play tonight. And Joe will go to the line to shoot 2. And first free throw is good by Wieskamp. Jake Musell checks in for Snyder.
These free throws are very important when it comes down to the end of the game, Brian.
5:31 to play. Second free throw by Wieskamp's good. Joe hits a pair, and the Muskies go up 5 at 40-35 with 5.5 minutes to play. Kitzman for Fields. Fields out high, swings it for Kitzman. Back over to Montgomery now on the right wing. PV patient here as they're down to a 5-point lead. They don't need to hurry now. Kitzman back over to Montgomery. Swings it for Carius. Carius over to Fields. Fields to Kitzman. Schellebarger set to check in for the Muskies. Muskies got him pushed way out. Carius now to Fields, looking to get it into Milam. They get it to him on the block. He hooks, shot up on the way, good. Nice shot by Milam. If he catches it there, it's going to be tough. Jake's got to push him a couple feet farther out. 40-37, Muskies by 3. Wieskamp drives, pull-up shot, no, short, and a rebound cleared by Kitzman. And here come the Spartans with a chance to tie. The Spartans have never led. The Muskies got up 2-zip, 5-1, and have never looked back. They've led wire to wire with 4:25 to play. Carius. Fields shoots a long 3, short, rebound, Carius. Spin move in the lane, shot up and in, and it's 40-39. Muskies lead by 1 with 4:10 to play.
Well, this is why PV's the #1 team in the state, Brian. Playing great defense and hitting all their shots.
Greenhaw out high, gets it to Wieskamp. Joe going to work screen and roll with Musell. He's working on Milam, pulls up, he gets fouled, and it should be 3 shots. As Milam fouls him on the shot, that should be 3, and it is. So Joe Wieskamp will go to the line to shoot 3.
Big free throws coming up right here, Brian.
That's Milam's second and the 4th on PV, so both teams with 4 team fouls. First one by Joe, no good, back iron.
You get at that charity stripe, and it is so important to make every shot that you're given, and that's when these free throws become really difficult.
Joe Wieskamp, 71% on the season. Second one is good, so the Muskies go up 2. Garrett Mueller checks out. Great job by Garrett as he filled in nicely and gave Schellebarger a breather there. Muskies by 2, 3:55 to play. Wieskamp's third free throw is good, so Joe makes 2 of 3, and the Muskies go up 3, 42-39. Fields to Kitzman, back to Fields. They're looking into Milam. The Muskies front and back on Carter Milam. Now it's Kitzman back to Fields. Carius at the high post. They kick it over to Montgomery. He'll shoot a 3, good. Trayvon Montgomery knocks down a 3. His first basket of the night, and we're tied at 42. First time the game's been tied since 0. Schellebarger for Webking. Webking on the right wing to Joe Wieskamp. Joe on Montgomery. Joe leads the Muskies with 16. Webking to Schellebarger. Schellebarger to Greenhaw. Greenhaw drives the lane back to Webking. 15-foot baseline shot, no good. Rebound tapped around by Derek Webking. Now to Schellebarger and a foul on Fields. And that'll be Fields' second foul, and that'll be the 5th on the Spartans. So the Muskies inching closer to the bonus here.
Well, I tell you what, defensively, Brian, and I've been saying it the whole second half, this PV team has just pumped it way up another level. We didn't see that in the first half.
Morgan checks in for Webking, so it's Morgan, Musell, Schellebarger, Wieskamp, and Greenhaw for the Muskies. Schellebarger gets it. Clock at 3. We're tied at 42. What a basketball game, folks. Muskies are the #1 team in the state. Milam on the screen roll against Schellebarger. There's Morgan working off a screen. Benny gets it to Schellebarger. Muskie's looking, got to be patient and get a good shot here. There's Greenhaw. Over to Wieskamp. Joe Wieskamp. Guarded closely by Montgomery. Good defense by Trayvon there.
Yeah,
there's Schellebarger. He's guarded by Montgomery. A lot of hands there, no call. Now there's Wieskamp. They got to run some screen roll up top and get Joe free here. They tried to as Musell and Zarnecki there. And there's Joe driving down the lane. They get it to Schellebarger. Now they kick it into Musell. He's got it on the block to Greenhaw. Clock at 2. The Muskies have run a minute off, and we're tied at 42. Schellebarger, that should have been a foul. No call, and now they get it back to Greenhaw.
They're really letting him play, Brian.
Schellebarger drives the lane. He's got an alley shot, and he's fouled. Fouled on the drive. You got to take the dad and fan out of me, Jim. I wanted to clap on that. And I respect Pleasant Valley a ton, folks. I really do. But this is a huge game for both teams, and PV with an outstanding basketball team.
This is when it's hard to be a dad and be on the radio.
Schellebarger's free throw rattles around and in, and the Muskies go up 43-42 with 1:57 left. Snyder checks in for Musell, so it's Snyder, Wieskamp, Schellebarger, Greenhaw, and Morgan on the floor for the Muskies. Fields, Milam, Montgomery, Carius, and Kitzman for the Spartans, and Schellebarger makes them both. The Muskies lead by 2, 1:55 to play. Student section is a-rockin'. Fields on the left wing. Over for Kitzman, now to Montgomery. Montgomery to Carius out high. Fields on the left wing for Kitzman, top of the key, swings it for Montgomery. He just hit a big three, his only basket of the night. Now he drives baseline, 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Wieskamp. Ahead to Schellebarger, and here come the Muskies. Matty Ice down the floor, crossover dribble, loses it, and a foul.
Well,
a technical foul on Hillman.
Brian, I was telling you early on, that coach was way out on the court, and I'm shocked that they just now.
Did they not call a T on him? They stopped it when the Muskies. Was that a T or a foul? What is being called?
They just stopped the game, told him to get back over there. That should have been a technical foul.
He blew the whistle. There's a limitation on coaches can walk this year in Iowa. They don't have the seatbelt rule anymore, but 5 feet out onto the court is not part of the seatbelt. You've got to be.
Stop our momentum.
It's unbelievable.
You stopped them, and the Muskies had the momentum going.
Schellebarger, we thought there was a whistle because of a foul, but it wasn't.
And now PV can set up in a defense. It's going to make it harder for us to inbound.
44-42, the Muskies by 2 with a minute 25 to play. Schellebarger out high, guarded by Damon, who's in the game. Matty Ice drives in now, behind the back dribble. Picks his dribble up, gets it to Wieskamp. Joe puts it on the floor, swings it over for Greenhaw, back to Wieskamp. Wieskamp drives the lane, and he's fouled again by Montgomery, and this time they call it. And that'll be the 7th team foul on PV, and Joe will go to the line to shoot one.
Well, he hit his head going down, Brian.
Joe is down, and Joe...
I hope he's okay. I mean, he went down and knocked his head on the ground.
Home with an illness yesterday. He's a tough kid. He's up and walking it off, and you're not going to get Joe Wieskamp out of this game, folks. I can tell you that.
Well, the thing is, you know what? They're letting Montgomery just crawl all over him, and they're not calling anything. It's been a very physical basketball game. The kind of basketball game I like to play.
Oh, yeah.
But
Jim, you play with your knees and hips. You know that.
Knees, hips, elbows, anything I can get
This is nothing new. Joe's seen it all year, as he should. Joe being a mark man, being the player that he is, he's going to see this. He's going to see it in the Big Ten. First free throw's up and in. Joe Wieskamp makes the front end, and the Muskies go up 3 with 1:06 to play.
Well, here comes another big shot right here, Brian.
Joe Wieskamp was 17. Second free throw on the way. Good. Wieskamp makes a pair. And the Muskies go up 4 with a minute left. Chad Yoakum filming this. You got to watch this replay on Channel 9, folks. Damon in the left corner. Looking inside. Oh, cross court. Zarnecki left wide open, lays it up and in, and timeout PV. Muscatine in this program.
That'd be a huge win. It'd be a big game in Brandon Welsh's career as well. Full court press. We figured we'd see this.
And it's like man pressure here. Greenhaw will inbounds. It gets it for Schellebarger. Schellebarger breaks pressure, and he's fouled in the backcourt by Kitzman. So Matty Ice will go to the line to shoot one in the bonus. And that'll be the first foul on A.J. Kitzman and the 8th on the Spartans. So it is 1-1. The Muskies are not in the double bonus.
Well, it's important for Matty to make both these.
And the Muskies have 2 fouls to give because they've only got 14 fouls if that situation would call for itself. Schellebarger's free throw on the way. Rattles no good, so he missed the front end of the 1-1. And the Spartans can take the lead or tie with a basket here. Clock at 40 and ticking. Kitzman out high. So, and the Muskies switch up to man. There's a 3 by Carius. Rattles no good. Rebound, Wieskamp. Joe comes out of there, and he's fouled again by Kitzman with 30.9 to play. And the Muskies lead 46-44. Wieskamp will get 1 in the bonus. The next one is 2 shots. So it's important for Joe to make this one here.
Well, you knew that time when Carius put that shot up, you knew it was going to be short, and Joe just went straight to the hoop to make sure he was going to be the only one that comes down with that rebound.
Brandon Kovac back sitting on the end of the bench, and let's hope he's all right. Joe's free throw. Good. And Joe Wieskamp now with 19. Carius leads the Spartans with 22. The Muskies have Wieskamp with 19, and Schellebarger's been outstanding tonight with 13. Wieskamp makes the second. The Muskies go up 4 with 30 seconds. Kitzman in the front court, guarded by Schellebarger. Carius works off a screen, fires a 3. Good, Will Carius.
Unbelievable, Brian.
Carius with 25, and it's 48-47. Muskies by 1 with 22 and a half seconds to play. And it's important. They've only got 14 fouls, so if PV comes down the floor and the Muskies are up by 3, they can foul a couple times and not even send them to the line, so they can burn some clock with fouls to give.
Well, and here we go with that full court man-to-man.
Greenhaw looking to get it in. He gets it into Wieskamp. That's who the Muskies want to have the ball. He throws it to Greenhaw. Greenhaw gets it to Schellebarger. Schellebarger back to Wieskamp, and a foul, and Schellebarger will go to the line with 14.5 to play, and Matty Ice will get 2 free throws.
The Muskies did an absolutely fantastic job of breaking that full court press, Brian, getting it to Wieskamp first and then going from there.
Schellebarger at 77% on the season. He'll shoot 2, and the first free throw short, no good.
Boy, it's so tough when you get there. The pressure that's on that kid at the line right now in this situation,
well,
wow.
Matt's played so hard breaking pressure all night. Hasn't had a lot of break. It's in his legs. Second free throw on the way, good. Matt makes 1 of 2, and the Muskies lead 49-47. And the Muskies burn a timeout here, as the Muskies have only been outscored 20-13 here in the 4th. As the number 1 team in the state, 17-0, certainly is not going to go down without a big-time fight, which they have here. Kitzman brings it over half court, clocks at 10. Milan to Carius. Carius puts it on the deck, drives the lane, and he's fouled on the floor. There's no shot.
Oh,
no!
you gotta be kidding
There's
me.
no way they call it an intentional foul. This is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
That is garbage right there.
Unbelievable. The Muskies had 2 fouls again. The refs know they're trying to foul. They grab trying to foul. Carius slips and goes to the floor, and they call an intentional foul. And he makes the first free throw.
Brian, those officials took this game away from these kids right now. That was ridiculous. I'm not saying it wasn't a foul, but it was not.
PV's too good a basketball team to get this kind of help. Second free throw's good, and we're tied at 49 now with 5.9. And the thing here now is PV gets the basketball. So not only do they get the 2 free throws, they get the basketball.
That was horrible, Brian.
Unbelievable.
They were holding Joe Wieskamp, too. They were holding him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Doc. They were holding Joe Wieskamp. They held him all night and haven't called anything.
So they'll get the ball into their own basket. They get to set up a nice little play with 6 seconds to go. Full timeout. We're going to leave it right here. These kids have played their hearts out. And now Pleasant Valley not only gets 2 free throws in the basketball. We're tied at 49. Muskies need a stop here. Muskies with 5 team fouls. Keep in mind they can still foul on the inbounds one more time. You know, they can foul here and not have PV go to the free throw line. So the Muskies have one more foul to give.
This is what I'm talking about, Brian. They had the timeout. The buzzer rang. They still got about 20 seconds in the huddle.
Muskies are going to go man on the inbounds. And there's the inbounds. Fields gets it, throws it out for Sarnecki. And the Muskies foul him at the free throw line. Shot up, no. The Muskies tried to foul. Now they block it as Wieskamp blocks it. These refs wouldn't even call the foul and the foul to give. Unbelievable. The Muskies did all they could to foul, purposely foul without intentionally fouling. The refs wouldn't even call it. Back at Muscatine High School. What a game. What a game. PV's come all the way back to tie this at 49. The Muskies led by 19 at one point in the first half, but Pleasant Valley being the outstanding basketball team they are, led by the 3 terrific seniors. And tonight, Will Carius is showing everybody why he is an elite all-state player. 27 points. Joe Wieskamp leads the Muskies with 20 and Matt Schellebarger 14. Milam will jump against Wieskamp to start overtime, and it's tapped over, and Carius gets a PV basketball.
Boy, I'd like to see us come out like we did that first half.
Carius, Kitzman, Fields, and Sarnecki start for PV. It's Wieskamp, Musell, Morgan, and Greenhaw and Schellebarger. There's a pass, and Carius scores on the block, and now he has 29. PV goes up their first lead of the night, and it's an overtime, 51-49. Wieskamp for 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound, Schellebarger. Matty Ice pulls it out. Now he gets it to Greenhaw. Greenhaw has PV's in man. Schellebarger back to Wieskamp. Joe to Greenhaw. Greenhaw crossover dribble, drives the lane, lays it up, misses the layup, and PV clears. Spartans by 2 with 3 minutes to play in overtime.
We just got to keep doing what we were doing the whole first half. And they're going to go into their slowdown game now, Brian.
Well, they want to pull the Muskies out of the zone, Jim. So they do. Kitzman out high. Fields now gets it to Sarnecki. Now they get it into Milam on the block. He works on Musell. He travels, no call, throws up a shot. And they call a foul on Jake Musell. And 1. 3 steps and a shot. There's a Euro step and there's a travel, and these refs don't know the difference.
Wow.
That's Jake's second foul, and that's the 3rd time Milam's traveled and not been called for tonight.
You know, I'm telling you, we haven't picked on the officials all year, Brian. And
well, we haven't had a crew this bad all year. I'm sorry.
That's true.
53-49. Muskies trail by 4 with 2:41 to play.
You talk about giving a team everything and more.
Milam's spread. Oh, they call a foul on Carius.
Well, look
It goes over the back of Wieskamp, so Joe will go the other way to shoot 2, and that's big because there's no time off the clock here, and Joe can make 2. The Muskies trail by 4 at 53-49.
Jeez, I'm going to need my 1 shower a week tonight.
Well, we knew you hadn't used it. We know you hadn't used it yet. Wieskamp makes the first. Snyder checks in for Musell, and Fields checks in for Damon for PV.
What a ball game.
Wieskamp now with 21. Second free throw by Joe is good. Joe makes them both, so it's 53-51 Spartans with 2:38 to play. Greenhaw picks him up full court now. They get it to Sarnecki. Morgan on him.
Don't get a foul, Benny.
Ben Morgan working hard out high. Now they get it to Montgomery. He's guarded by Schellebarger. Muskies are going to fight this one to the end also. They've played a heck of a game tonight here at home. Sarnecki has it. Morgan on him. Wieskamp on Carius. Carius puts it on the deck. Now there's a double team. Carius picks his dribble up, throws it to Milam way away from the basket. Now they get it into Sarnecki. Good defense by the Muskies. Turns, shoots, fires. No good. Rebound, Carius up and in.
Oh, and then he points at Joe on the ground. Wow.
Muskie's down by 4, 55-51, a minute 50 to play. Wieskamp for Schellebarger, back to Joe. Joe puts it on the deck. He drives in the lane. Shot on the way. Good, Joe Wieskamp. And he's got something to say as Milam and Carius are getting in his ear.
A lot of talking going on between those
There's
two.
one going to Iowa. I'm not sure where the other two are going. Wieskamp and the Muskies. There's a double team there. There's a trap by the
It's gotta
Muskies.
be 5.
And
it
there's a
is
foul.
5, isn't
There's
it?
a foul on the Muskies. I think it's on Greenhaw.
Oh.
And we'll see what is the call.
I don't think they know yet.
Oh, they tee up Brandon Welsh. Unbelievable.
He just teed up Brandon Welsh.
Teed up Coach
But yet
Welsh.
the other coach can go out on the court.
Brandon Welsh gets a technical with 1:27 left, and the Muskies trail 55-53.
Yeah,
These officials have let this game get out of control, and they're taking it out on our head coach.
Yeah, they sure are taking it out on our head coach. Hey, and folks, nothing against Pleasant Valley. They're an excellent team. These kids are playing hard, but this officiating crew is absolutely horrible.
Listen, and they've been bad both ways.
Yeah, they've been bad both ways. Agreed.
And we hate to say that about it. We really do. But, you know, the replay, watch your replay. This is half football. I mean, Carius misses the first free throw. We don't want to take anything. Well, Pleasant Valley is number one for a reason.
Yep, absolutely.
Outstanding team, outstanding coaches and players. Nothing against those guys. They are a terrific program. Carius, the second free throw, good. He makes one of two. It's 56-53. And now Peavy gets the ball on the side. Musell checks back in for Snyder. 1:27 to play. So the Muskies now, the next foul will put Peavy at the line. They'll be in the bonus as we're in overtime here. Milam has it. He's going to bring it up. Musell guarding him. He kicks it over. Ball slapped almost out of bounds. Great defense by Greenhaw to Fields. Now it's Sarnecki out high. He's guarded by Morgan and a foul on Ben Morgan with 1:16 to play.
I think that's what Brandon wanted. He wanted a quick foul out there.
1:16 left, 56-53, Pleasant Valley here in overtime. John Sarnecki will shoot one in the bonus. Free throw on the way, good. Makes the first.
Boy, PV's making their free throws when they have to make them, aren't they, Brian?
Yes, they are. It's a veteran team. A lot of three-year starters. Sarnecki won him, and second free throw, no good. Wrapped around, and he gets his own rebound. That's a big miss, and the Muskies had boxed out, Jim. Just took a bad bounce. And there's a foul. This one's going to be on Greenhaw. So now Carius will go to the line to shoot one in the bonus. The Muskies have to foul, though. That's a good foul.
Not the guy you want at the line. Carius has been, I know he missed he only made one of two his last time at the stripe, but he's an excellent free throw shooter.
Carius with 32. Free throw is good.
And he shoots that free throw and that net barely moves.
58-53 Spartans. Second free throw by Carius short, and a rebound cleared by Wieskamp, and here come the Muskies. They trail by 5. Got to push tempo a little bit here. Greenhaw now to Wieskamp. Pick and roll. Joe kicks it to Musell. He'll take a three, top of the key. Good! Jake Musell buries
That's a big-time three-pointer there, Brian.
And it's a timeout, Pleasant Valley, and the Muskies trail by 2. And it's going to be Sarnecki, Milam, Carius, Damon, and Deontay Fields for the Spartans. What a war, what a game. Sarnecki will inbounds. Muskies in full court pressure here. They'd look to get it into Carius, and they do in the corner. The Muskies don't want to foul him. He makes about every free throw. Sarnecki now brings it up. He gets it over the half court. Muskies thought he traveled. And there's a Fields. Now the Muskies double team him, and they do foul him. Now they call timeout PV with 41.8 to play. And the Muskies are fine. They only trail by 2, so they don't have to foul immediately. They can try to get a turnover here, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely. Play defense, play hard, try and get a turnover. Don't foul. You have 41.8 seconds.
The next foul is 2 shots. Set the battle some more. 41.8 to play here in overtime. Spartans by 2, 58-56. Fields on the right wing. Muskies go to double team, and they do jump ball.
And that's jump ball.
And they call it jump ball. And it's Muscatine basketball. Muskie ball with 38 seconds to play. And now Musell checks back in for Snyder on the offense-defense switch. So Carius Montgomery checks in for Fields, and now Kitzman checks in for Milam. So PV going small here.
Question for you, do you go for the win or the tie?
Well, I think you take the best open shot, the first best open shot you see. So we'll see, and I'm sure Joe Wieskamp's going to have a lot to do with this. There's JoJo out high. He's got Sarnecki on him, kicks it to Schellebarger. Joe pulls up from 3, shot, good! Joe Wieskamp buries a 3 with 19 seconds left. The Muskies go up 1, 59-58, and the roof has been blown off the field house. Kitzman out high, guarded by Greenhaw. Gets it to Sarnecki. Now Carius. Carius, top of the key. Drives the lane, throws it into Sarnecki. Turnaround blocked by Wieskamp. The game's over. The Muskies win. The Muskies win. 59-58. Down goes number 1. Pleasant Valley. A great team going home. Make a memory, Muskies. And tonight the Muskies have made a memory.